Hello. Gonna try to make this fast. There are way too many mosquitoes in my yard, and I can actually see them on my phone. So if you see a little bug in front of you, don't be afraid. I wanted to film this today because I'm into planting fruit trees. I've been watching a ton of videos on planting fruit trees. I've been really taking it in. And as you know, planting fruit trees is expensive. You can get trees that are probably a foot tall for like 35, 40 bucks. And then you have to wait a few years for them to grow. And if you do get those ones that are like 5 to 6 foot tall, they're like 150, sometimes 200 bucks for a tree, depending on the variety. I know, obviously you can go to Home Depot and get like an okay apple tree for like 45 to 70 bucks. But that adds up, as you probably know. And I'm wanting to do very unique varieties of things. I'm planting on my land Arkansas black apples, which you're not going to find at Pike's or any of those big box stores, loquat trees, mulberry trees, things that are a little more hardy, things that you can't find at the grocery store usually. Persimmon. Sometimes you'll find persimmon, but you're definitely not going to find loquat or mulberry or a few other things, the jujube. So I'm making this video because I've decided to save a little money. And inside my neighborhood, there are several mulberry trees and a few other fruit trees that are just hanging out. So I was thinking that I was going to take my handy dandy little snippers here from Corona, made in California. Very cool, vintage looking, sharp as heck. I've already been using them. To go and propagate some mulberry trees. I've been reading up and studying that. I've gotten a little bit of powder that I'm going to put in there and show you how to do that. But I thought it'd be interesting because one of the mulberry trees is sort of on a property line. And I might just snag it, do a little snip and dip, if you may. But at the same time, this is the South in Georgia. People tend to defend themselves, and I don't want to be defended. At the end of the day, I'm just wanting to save money. Because you can propagate fruit trees and save yourself a ton of money. Try not to steal anybody's trees if you do. See, that's what I thought might be interesting. It's kind of taking without asking. But again, you'll see it's just sort of like on the street. Anybody could just walk up and pull something off. Nobody would care if it was like an oak tree or an elm tree, or maybe they won't. Who knows? But it's going to be a little experiment. I'll probably knock on someone's door. It's going to be a white mulberry and a black mulberry, and I will propagate them today. Okay, it's kind of nerve-wracking walking around with a tripod in my freaking neighborhood. Here it is. Oh boy, get quite a few cuttings off of this one, I'm assuming. I did knock on their door. Okay, I knocked on the door. Nobody was home. And like I said, if you saw it, it was just sort of there on the property line. It could have been anyone's. Harmless, hopefully. All right, we'll get the black mulberry next time. It's just too much guilt for now because I don't think anybody's home right now. Yeah, let's propagate this thing. Oh, here is the branch that I procured in a semi-unscrupulous way. I'll bring them a gift. Sorry for murdering your tree, but actually giving your tree a new life. All right, so. From what I've read, you want to make sure that we cut off a lot of these limbs here. Thank you, you beautiful tree, for giving up your life. So, boom, this guy. Come off with this. And then I've been told that you need to do at least 5 nodes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll give it a nice little clip here. Boom. Nice little clip. So there's that. There's the first cutting. Told to do it at an angle so water does not pool at the top. Get that. Then get you a sharp knife, which this knife probably needs a little help. It's been a bit since I've sharpened it. Do a little ring around here. Give it a little twizzle like this. Then got our rooting hormone. I got this one from Home Depot, Garden Safe. It says to put it in the water. I did not. But this is pretty much knock off the excess growth hormone. I heard you can do this with aspirin too. So our first cutting. This is like compost, a little bit of the black cow. And then make a little hole with your finger. And voila. One. Let's do a couple more. I'd hate to see this whole beautiful branch that I got where I almost poop myself. I guess I just have a guilty conscience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So leave some of the leaves on here so it gets a little bit of the energy from the sun. 1 node, 2, 3, 4, 5. Angle cut. Boom. Oop. Yeah. One more little ditty here. Sit down the side. Bring it off. Now I'll put it down the water. Good. Make sure all the good growth hormone gets on there. Boom. Down in. Nice. Okay. Headphones off. And then maybe just one more while you're watching, right? Just repetition helps us learn. Yes? Yes. So pop that guy there. Yeah, there's a node there. So I'm trying to do it kind of closer to the node. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we'll give it a little more space up here. Didn't do it at an angle, need to do it at an angle. Not the best cut. It's a little better. Cutting off these help with not having to do too much. You know, the plant uses up energy, so we don't want it to use up too much energy. One more little rolly here. Boom. Slit down the side. Bark off. Again, giving these things more life. Even if it seems like a very violent act. I'm not doing the water. Hole. One more down. There we go. All right, so we're going to take these bad boys, go put them in the sunshine, make sure it has proper water, and in a couple months, hopefully they've put some roots out. Okay, look, I'll tell them. I'll tell them that I cut their tree limb. Don't worry, okay? I'm just trying to give you guys a good option how to save money. Yeah, I'll bring him a gift or something, I promise, all right? But in the meantime, hope you learned something. I'll let you know how it goes.